Hi there, welcome to 4 Minute Friday with me, Brian Conway from achievesuccess.co.uk. Now, this week I want to talk about what is I still believe to be one of the most important and most fundamental sales skills that every salesperson should have, and yet unfortunately I still see lacking in most people's sales activity. And that is to align what your product does from a benefits focus to your desired customers' outcomes. Now, I primarily train, some of you have been on some of my training, but I primarily train businesses, and I talk about selling B2B. In fact, my whole book is all about how to sell business outcomes. However, this is still relevant when selling B2C. And if you work in the consumer market, this is just as important, because other than just doing sales training and business coaching and consultancy, I also have another couple of businesses in the property sector, and I have one business in particular that focuses on adding value to land through planning consent. So whether you have a huge plot of land or a large back garden, by getting planning permission, you can add a lot of value to that piece of real estate. So that's one of the things that we focus on as a business, and we do a lot of that to the consumer marketplace, where somebody, as I said, just has a large garden that they want to get planning permission on. Now, why do I tell you that? Because just this week I was talking to an individual who had come into our sales funnel as a lead, and who said initially that it wasn't something he was looking to do for probably 12 to 18 months, and really didn't have the time or the money, more importantly now, to actually look at doing this. Now, you could qualify out there and say, from a timescales perspective, there's no urgency, and obviously there's no budget. However, through building a bit of rapport and getting into a conversation and talking to him about him and his family and all that sort of stuff, I found out a couple of things. One, he was trying to downsize. His family had all grown up and left the home. So this huge garden now had sort of no value, which is why he had shown initial interest in potentially getting planning consent on it. But more importantly, I found out he had a holiday home in Ireland, which he, again, didn't have the time or money to actually renovate and take advantage of as he'd like to. So what I focused on was the tens of thousands of pounds that he could get from getting planning consent on his land, and how that money could be used for his passion project, which is to renovate the house in Ireland, as it turns out. Now, yesterday, this customer, after a bit of thinking and a couple of calls back and forth, decided to sign up with us. So actually the 12 to 18 months was irrelevant. He's doing it now. But why is he doing it now? Is because he can see the value, the outcome isn't just about getting planning consent on what he had. It's about actually renovating the holiday home. And that's what I focused on. And that's what you've got to find. What is the desired outcome? And what does that look like? And how would that manifest itself for your customers, whether that's business or consumer, and align the capabilities of what you do with that outcome. I didn't talk to him, and I could have talked all about planning consent and processes and local planning authorities and topography surveys and agricultural analysis that we have to do sometimes, and flood risks and all the kind of technical aspects of building a home or getting planning consent for building a home. I didn't focus on any of that. It was purely about what was the desired outcome this individual was trying to achieve, and sold him on a means of achieving that outcome. And as I said, the timescales became irrelevant and the budget became irrelevant. And as I said, signed up yesterday. So great news, but only because I apply the fundamentals of selling, and probably the most important one of those being, what is the desired outcome that the individual is trying to achieve? And then showing them how they could achieve that through your product or service. And as I said, it doesn't matter whether it's business or consumer. We all work in the human to human space. It's people to people. People buy from people they know, like and trust. And that's what it comes down to. You've got to build that bit of rapport and then align their desired outcomes with what you do as an offering. I hope you found that useful. Have a great week next week selling, and a great weekend in between, obviously. Get some downtime, hopefully. This has been 4 Minute Friday. Please share, please like, please comment. I'd appreciate that, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. I'm Brian Conway. Bye-bye.